for today? So, good morning, comrades, and welcome to the second day of WTCR and also TCR Europe at Hungaroring. Today, we're gonna follow some of the race because we're gonna have qualifying and the first race. But first, let me show you some differences. First of all, we have lots of more people, although it is slightly before 9 o'clock. Later on, we're gonna have even more people. But today, I want to show you what the differences are compared to Blancpain GT Championship that I followed 2 weeks ago. First of all, actually, check out this. All the drivers have their, well, so to say, flashy, well, that's the nickname of Gordon Shedden, the driver that I will be interviewing later. They have very nice stands, I would say. They have their own logo type with some extra exposure. Every team has that, so that's pretty cool. It's I wouldn't say less serious. I would say maybe something closer to people, closer to fans, to audience. So you saw the opening shot of J.K. Vernay signing some card for the fans. Then when we look into here, in comparison to Blancpain, it's again not such of a big of operation. However, it is taking place worldwide, and thereby it's actually logistically a lot bigger. I wouldn't say nightmare, because the championship partner is DHL, so they help out with shipping, but you can understand that traveling across Europe is completely different in comparison to traveling all over the world. When we look here, that's all there is when it comes to data center. And in Blancpain you had like a massive complete own department. So again, differences in size. The cars are getting ready for the qualifying session. Next to me is Gordon Shedden, who is, after interesting qualifying, has now a couple of minutes for us to tell us about himself. First of all, could you introduce yourself to our audience?
Yeah, I'm Gordon Shedden, driving this year with Audi Sport Leopard Racing in the World Touring Car Cup.
Why should people tune in for the WTCR? What's so special about it?
And WTCR is the pinnacle of touring car racing worldwide. You've got so many champions from so many different formulas all the way across the grid. It really is the super grid, as they call it this year. So it's all action, it's door handle to door handle, lots of overtaking, and some fantastic touring car racing.
What's your favorite part of racing?
Oh, I mean, the favourite part is the results when they go well. So, but it's as somebody once said to me, motorsport is 5% elation and 95% disappointment, because the rest of it is working for that that great feeling.
What's the favourite part if we don't talk about cars within the series? Is it the food?
Yeah, I mean, it's a travelling circus that's we get to visit some fantastic countries, some great places, and yeah, we're fortunate to go racing in some iconic venues, from the Nordschleife and Nürburgring, here in Hungaroring, just outside Budapest, all the way to the Far East, to Suzuka in Japan, and the likes of Macau as well, an amazing street circuit. So yeah, it really is the best of everything.
How would you describe the WTCR car to drive it?
The WTCR car is a spec formula car, so it's the rules are very tightly controlled. It means that lots of different manufacturers can create a car with a similar concept. But it almost, as every time, it then becomes about maximising what the package that you've got available. So it's good fun to drive, but obviously, as ever, being a racing driver and racing team, you're just trying to make it that little bit better.
How did you end up being here?
This is my second year in WTCR. Previously been in British Touring Car Championship, won that 3 times. So I had 11 years with Honda, which were fantastic, and it's the start of a new adventure with Audi.
Well, while we're here, could you take a moment and walk us through the settings, where we are right now?
Yes, this is mission control, if you will, for the WTCR program with Leopard Racing, and all the engineers are going through the data. They're trying to find any single little thing to make the cars better. And it's not about finding one thing that finds you a lot of time. It's about it's gains at the edge. It's about trying to find as many of the tiny little things that, when you piece them together, increase the performance. So for JK and myself, when things go well on track, we get the glory and the champagne, but you're only ever as good as the car that you're sat in, and it's the testament to the work and the time and dedication from these guys that give us the pleasure of driving on track.
I see that there's a lot of data analysis happening behind the scenes. So when you come in, for example, you say, okay, my front end is gone, and you tell them, okay, I need to twist the suspension settings. But do the people already tell you, no, it's something else, we already analyzed it?
I mean, there's no, the guys can't analyze the data live. It's not like Formula One where you get live feedback from the car to the pit wall. But obviously all the data is recorded, so once they plug in with the kind of umbilical cord, it means that they can have all the different channels of data. So as ever, it's not about changing one thing, it's a package, it's a concept of setting the car up. And for us to drive, we don't tell the engineers what to do. We tell them what the car does, they relay that back to the data, and then they come up with a plan to try and make it better.
Cool. Speaking of the cars, can we have a quick look at them?
Yeah, sure.
So what's the format of the race? You have 2 cars, so just 1 driver per car?
Yeah, 1 driver per car. So obviously it's a sprint race, so on average the races will be about 30 minutes in length. The way that the weekend works is very tight, so already this morning we've had free practice and qualifying, and then a race starting in about 1 hour's time. So the mechanics have a very hard time. They have late nights and very early starts to try and make the car as good as possible. They're going through the setup now, they're changing it from qualifying spec to race spec, and they always do it, I would like to say, with a smile on their face, but they do it with as much passion as us driving. These guys live every lap that we drive, and they treat the car like their baby. They treat it like it's theirs, and they're proud to work on it and proud to make it as good as possible.
What's the best part about driving the Audi?
Well, the best part is if it's in front of all the other cars. So yeah, it's a great platform. To make a good race car, you've got to start with a good platform, and we certainly have that with Audi. One of the things that you find is that it's one of the few cars which is the saloon shape. So it's very noticeable on track. From the colour scheme with Leopard and Audi Sport, it really stands out on track. And yeah.
Well, I'll let you go and prepare for the race. I wish you lots of luck, and make sure to give this guy a follow. You can check it out in the video description. Thank you very much. Now the best time of the day, Saturday lunch. Bananas, which is also known as pineapple. Remember when earlier I said that this type of sport, WTCR, is kind of more for the audience? Right now we have grid walk, and at every team's box you have the drivers sitting that are ready to sign the cards and autographs. While the cars are being prepared for the race, the first race out of 3. Just before the race, there is some show for the audience, which has grown considerably. Now we're lining up for the start, measuring the tarmac temperatures. All good?
I was running the car. Dat is een eind lopen, hè? Wat for show you. I'm sorry, time to leave now. Okay. Thank you.
Went from P8 to P4. That's why the team is happy. But I'm very sad for Shedden. Very sad. Well, Robbing is racing. Unfortunately, it's coming to an end. But look at that, what's there? It's the Kia Cup car. Woo! That's the cutest thing I've seen today. They should have the Up Cup. That's such a missed opportunity. But the TCR Europe already also had its race, but I really do feel sorry for Gordon. Oh well, tomorrow the car will be fixed and there are 2 more races to go, so stay tuned for that. But for me, that's it for today, because the day has come to an... That's funny. So, look at this, and look at that. Well, I'm not sure if it has to do something with the license plate, but very good parking. Hi, Mocha. So the racing day has come to an end, but I am going into the city now because it's relatively early. I want to check something out of Budapest before I leave. So let's see what the end of the day is going to bring us. Well, leg day it is then. And as I'm climbing those stairs, let me tell you the reason why I'm going actually there exactly. There's a place. It's the old city of Budapest, the old part where you have a castle, you have a Hilton hotel that I know of. And about 2012, yeah, 2012, 2013, so 7 years ago, some friends of mine invited me over for a Euro trip, for which I had to skip class. It involved Budapest, lots of other things, also Formula 1 Barcelona, lots of partying. And, well, I skipped class for telling some bullshit reason. This looks like the place. Well, long story short, because I was skipping class under an excuse, I could not post any of the pictures of the trip. And this included having breakfast over there at sunrise, watching over this amazing view. But I can now. Don't skip class, kids. You may end up with amazing memories that you won't be able to share over social media. And they lived happily ever after. For food chat tonight, I might go to Jamie Oliver's restaurant, but look what's parked in front of it. A massive exhaust. Very good stance, by the way. Some tires in the back, so maybe it's a drift car. Instead of Jamie's place, I'll probably end up going there because it has better ratings on Google. But look here and look there. Someone tied something, yeah. And you see the balls are actually polished. And that brings us back to yesterday's vlog, where I said that sometimes some statues have something that you can touch for good luck. In this case, it's the balls of the horse. And yesterday, probably the mustache of the driver. Yeah, you had me at Pancake. That's gonna be the place. Could not share this amazing night view with you guys. And then on the other side, what you saw previously. That's not creepy at all.